it is hard for me to want to play in the default lots that come with the university pack. A lot of the packs from that era of The Sims 4 have some pretty rough default builds. I know, I complain about it, I make fun of it all the time, but they were really bad. And not just in an ugly, bad kind of way, like some of them didn't even work properly. There were builds where they fully forgot to add any toilets. Granted, not in the university pack, but I still feel justified in making fun of them. The Brightchester ones aren't really broken, I more so just don't like them. I've been doing this Let's Play here on my YouTube channel, and the Sims in it are about to start college. It's gonna be kind of like a spin-off series, and if I'm gonna do that, we have some work to do to prepare. I made a video already on the library, and I think I'm gonna live stream on Twitch building Foxbury Commons. It's kind of like the student union. So today, we've got to do the dorm rooms. These dorm buildings have a lot of potential too. They're kind of cool lots because they're almost like penthouses. There's like a fake shell of a building underneath it, and then our dorm that we can edit is on top. As far as the game is concerned, it's just a regular lot, but it looks like it's floating, and it's kind of cool how it looks like it's a part of a bigger building. So we're gonna try and renovate this today and hopefully keep it in the style of the building that's below it. I do like the vibes of this. I just feel like we could maybe execute it a little bit better. We have to start thinking about plans for what the inside is gonna look like though, because this building is very American, I think. The shared bedrooms, the one floor bathroom for everyone, the no kitchen. It's a very, very American style dorm. In a lot of other countries, you would never have 3 people sleeping in one room. A lot of times in other places, dorms like this might have their own ensuite bathroom as well, and that is just not my experience from when I was in college. So I think I might prefer if my Sims suffered a little bit. I think I might force them to share a room. I definitely don't want to have our own fancy bathrooms or anything. I feel like there's room for drama when we're going to be sharing a bedroom with another Sim, so I'm going to try and aim for that. I don't really know where to start as far as renovations go, but I think step 1's going to be to make the walls a little bit shorter. I hate tall wall height in this game. And then I might delete all these windows and doors because I kind of want to reorganize them all. I do really like how there's a front and back patio. I think I want to keep that and try and use it. In fact, I might even make the back one a little bit bigger. I don't think it'll hurt to have smaller bedrooms in here. In fact, I think that's kind of the goal. Maybe we could try and do the roof in a couple pieces so that it looks a little bit more interesting. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. You know what? Maybe I'll redo the whole thing. I find this building a little bit scary. I do think that even just this slight adjustment makes a big difference. Okay, it is a little bit ugly, so it could probably use some adjustments. I think I might try to mimic the shape of the main building that's down below a little bit more. I think I might also try and make the whole thing completely symmetrical because then I can really easily place it on both lots. Honestly, I might as well just delete all this furniture. We're gonna end up redoing the whole thing anyway. There's no point letting it sit there. We'll have to redo the whole floor plan too. If we're gonna change the shape of the exterior a bunch, this floor plan is not gonna work. I also kind of want to have smaller rooms anyway, so this will give us a chance to redo it. It's so interesting how you can build on the complete edge of the lot here, but you can't do that on regular lots. I wish you could draw the fence right on the edge like this on a normal lot too. Oh no. I feel like you can tell I have no idea what I'm doing with this. This is a super simple shape. I think it's very reminiscent of the original, but maybe a little bit improved. I almost want to do short wall height instead of medium because I feel like in real life you wouldn't have big fancy high ceilings in a dorm. At least I certainly didn't. I don't know about you all, but we definitely did not have any fancy high ceilings in my dorm building in college. We had an ant problem and cinder block walls, and that's about it. Ooh, that's a weird shaped door. I kind of like it. Are there any signs that might look like a logo we could use? Or like the name of the building? I wish it was a little bit shorter and wider because I almost want to put words up here. Oh, these are black and red. It's got the red lighting. I think the black on the black building is kind of cool. A different glass fence makes a huge difference as well. I feel a lot better already having like more of the front figured out. So now we can try and think about the floor plan. I think we could probably have a living space and some bathrooms in this area, and then maybe a lot of this can be hallway like how it was before. I just don't really want to have a 4 tile wide hallway. How about this? I put like a little mini hallway that I can put the doors into the rooms from. It makes this bedroom a more interesting shape too, instead of just being a big rectangle. And this way there's kind of more spaces to hide beds in corners, and you can divide the roommates' halves a little better that way. We can probably do the same thing on both sides, and then maybe one half of this can be open This can be like the living room space. And I guess this side over here, it's really big, but it wouldn't hurt probably to have some really big bathrooms. Or we could put a tiny room. There could be like one single over here and this can be the bathrooms. No, there's too much living space. We don't need that much living space. Wait a minute, how about this? This is another very long, ridiculous hallway next to a long, ridiculous hallway, but I feel like I can imagine in real life this sort of thing happening. I'm trying to figure out where to put the bathrooms and also how many toilet stalls and things that we're gonna need. I think I might have figured it out. So I'm envisioning that maybe the bathrooms could be right here. We can have 3 toilets and 4 showers this way. And then I could do some sinks along this front wall right here. We've got in total 4 bedrooms that'll have 2 beds each. So we'll have 8 Sims living here. And then we've got a lot of open living space. If I wanted to, I probably could make another bedroom. I decided to put the bathroom in the middle because I don't think I want to have any windows in it. I feel like it's probably for the best to not have windows inside of this public shower. Out here on the sides, I was thinking that I might try and put some plants. I don't think they'd have any like proper trees or anything, but I can definitely see some bushes growing up here. I feel like this carpet is absolutely horrible. Like honestly kind of disgusting, but I think I'm gonna use it. I'm never sure if I want to do different carpet in each room like this or if it should all be the same color. I guess it's more fun to have them different colors, especially because the whole place is kind of all black. Oh my god, I totally forgot about the elevator. I don't know how I managed that because that's kind of important. The elevator is sort of like a main aspect of this building. That is the way your Sims get up here. It's weird because they don't actually use the elevator. And by that, I mean there's no gameplay tied to it. Like it's not animated or anything like that. There's a lot of hallway happening in the front now, but I feel like it's kind of realistic in that way. So you'd enter right here. The elevator would drop you off here. We've got a trash chute. You can go out to the patio. You can also access the bathrooms and one of the bedrooms. And there's another hallway that takes you to the other 3 bedrooms. And then this main part is like main living room space. And then I might have this section become like a mini kitchenette or study space. I'm not sure yet. So in my experience, there's not really fancy wall paint in places like this. Maybe we could do some in the living area, but I'm just gonna paint all the bedrooms white. We'll have to add color through like furniture and stuff. I'm just gonna go through and slightly mark out all of the different furniture that I wanna have in each of these rooms. I think we need to have 2 desks and 2 beds for sure. I guess they could probably share a dresser. Looking at it now, the rooms do seem a little bit smaller than I had maybe initially realized. So here's my initial thoughts for the layout of this first room. We've got the 2 beds. They each kind of have their own half of the space. I guess we're probably gonna need some desk chairs too. And I'd like to put a mini fridge in some of the rooms. I don't think every single one of them needs a mini fridge, but there's space for it here. This might be a super weird idea, but what if the desks in here were kind of back to back like this? Annoyingly, the windows are sort of in a bad place for that, but that would definitely help with the half and half thing that we're going for. I don't know how silly it would be to do this twice, but I feel like this room works really well with that layout. Okay, I think that's a good general layout, but now we have to go back and fix all the colors. I made this one kind of pink and green. It is hard to decide what color bed to use. I think I'm gonna do blue and green in here. I might do pink and this lighter teal in here. The problem is it just like blends into the rug so much. I'll do yellow and blue in this room. And then I think this one, honestly, I might be the one that I actually have my Sims play in. So we have to think very carefully about how I'm gonna decorate it because this is the one I'm really gonna use. Maybe one of them could be yellow and the other could be blue. I might be overthinking this a little bit. I might give this room the most ugly but neutral carpet because I'm gonna decorate the most in here. Even if we have an ugly base, it's fine. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna add other stuff. We'll get our own little custom rugs. I'm gonna try really hard to make each side of this room unique. So we've got a bookshelf and like a little chair over here. We're probably gonna wanna have a mirror. Honestly, this little one is so cute. They could probably both share it and hang their bag up here. There's all kinds of cute little university clutter too. We can have like these little cactus things. There's a whole bunch of posters we can use. I love this calendar. We've got this item. One of my Sims is gonna be on the robotics team, and the story behind her is that she's been like a huge fan of Foxbury her entire life. So I would guess that she's probably got some Foxbury merch up on her side. I don't really know anybody in real life that would put this much effort into their dorm room, but you know what? Okay, I've got this kind of cute game poster, and then I put the Bot Savants poster up there too. I don't know anybody in real life that would have this much money and also this much much effort to put into their dorm room. We definitely can't have that. No candles in dorms. They were serious about that rule when I was in college. They had like dorm checks, and there's all kinds of banned stuff that you couldn't have, but one of them was like candles, fairy lights, that sort of stuff was like absolutely under no circumstances can you have that in your room. And they would check, they would look. So I do realize that I might be taking this dorm building thing a little bit too seriously. There are no rules in The Sims. You can put whatever you want in here, but I'm having fun pretending, okay? I enjoy this part. So I'm gonna have this side be a little bit messier, I think. I'm not sure if I put a fridge over here, if they'll be able to access it, but it would be very, very useful for me personally if my Sims had access to a fridge and a microwave, so I might make them share it and keep it right there. I'm gonna give us both laptops too, and I need to be careful about over cluttering the desks because I always do that and it always ends badly for me. They'll like refuse to sit down and use the computer properly, so I want to be a little bit careful. I think I'm gonna pretend that they share this little whiteboard and use it to like write each other's schedules down and think about what they're gonna be up to that week. My roommates and I had that sort of thing when I was in college. We had a whiteboard that we would put like, I don't know, sort of important stuff on. Although saying that, we also kind of stopped using it after not that far into the school year. So look, it's a nice thought, okay? We can pretend they'll use it. They probably need a place to keep their towels and stuff, because when I was in school, we had like a shared bathroom, obviously, and we didn't keep towels in there. We kept all of our shower stuff in our rooms and then brought it to and from. So if any of you watch my Let's Plays, I think this is gonna be April's side and this will be Dory's side. And now we have to go and figure out all of the other rooms. But I think I'll decorate these ones a little bit less because I'm gonna have random roommates living in all of them. I'm not really that concerned with how they look. I want them to be reasonably decorated, so I'm gonna put stuff around, but even like the random roommates, they bring stuff and they place things on their own. So they will come here and fill it with their own clutter. I'll just put like some textbooks around the place and stuff. Oh my goodness, these tapestries are so realistic. You would totally see this in a real life dorm. I'm using all kinds of stuff from high school years in here. I feel like even these little bean bags, there's just so much stuff that fits perfectly. Well, I guess maybe not in here. There's not a lot of space to put decor in here. Wow, can you tell which one I'm gonna be playing in? Look, maybe once I have roommates assigned, I can make more of an effort in the other bedrooms. For now, I am more worried about myself. I feel like some sort of corkboard probably makes sense to put by the elevator. They might post about important events and stuff. Then we've got the mailboxes that I might put right here. This is the trash chute. You physically cannot put a real kitchen. They've banned stoves, so if you try and put one, the lot won't work. It like gives you a warning. Requirements incomplete, so we can't do that, but we can put a fridge and maybe like a microwave. I don't think it should be a nice fridge, but we can do a little one. I'm realizing that there isn't actually a sink requirement for this lot, which is kind of amusing to me. I think that a sink might actually be a useful feature for us. This is a little bit brave of me, but I might even include a sink in the bathrooms. I'll put a tiny bit of kitchen clutter, like maybe some paper towels and some utensils. And then you have some counter space. So if you wanted to, your Sims could cook like a salad or something. I really like these tall tables from university. I think I'll put that in here. Your Sims could work there too. If they wanted to do their homework or something, they could use this table. I'm a little bit out of my element now because my dorm in real life certainly did not have anything like this. We literally didn't even have a kitchen in the building. A lot of times in real life, dorms will have a shared kitchen in the building that people can use. Mine didn't even have that, so I don't know. I don't know what it would look like, to be honest. We have these kind of fun inspirational posters in the base game that I might use on the walls in here. And you just know there's like so much Foxbury merch probably everywhere. Empty wall? Well, let's put some merch. I probably won't be keeping these chairs yellow. I think I'm gonna have everything be pretty much red and black in here. This is a really good TV, so it's almost cheating to put it here, but listen, think about how nice it'll be if your Sims have a nice TV they can watch to get their fun up really quickly. Imagine how happy I'll be when my Sims can just miraculously fix their fun need completely in 2 seconds. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Maybe it's a little bit cheaty, but I don't care. I might also put some computers in the hallway. I think I'll be glad to have some guaranteed access to computers. That way I don't always have to go to the library for it. And I mean, I have a laptop, but sometimes I lose my Sims laptop, so it's just nice to have some stationary ones. Okay, I will acknowledge that this rug is probably very, very odd, but it is also probably very easy to clean. And think for a second, Picture how gross this place probably gets. Having a rug that's easy to clean would be good. I said from the beginning, I wasn't trying to make a nice dorm. I was just trying to make a dorm. Do you need to put a thermostat in these builds? I don't remember. I might put one just in case. It probably wouldn't hurt to have, just, you know, if it gets too hot or something. I don't really know what to put in this hallway. That's another problem. The hallway is very, very, very sad. Maybe an extra trash chute next to these bedrooms might help. Or I guess if the trash chute is on this side, maybe another one on the other side where the elevator is would make sense. And now we gotta figure out the bathrooms because I have not finished these yet. I was kind of leaving them for the last thing. I'll probably change the color of the floors too because I don't really like them that much. But I'm gonna start by getting some nice big mirrors and then putting a couple sinks. I might even put 3 sinks. Should I hang up some robes or is that weird? I guess they could probably be by the showers instead, but I don't know. It adds some color to this room. Decorating public bathrooms is kind of fun. There's some really interesting clutter that we can use. I got a trash can, some paper towels. I might put some water stains by one of the toilets. It's okay if it's gross. And it definitely is a little bit gross, but I think that's all right. It almost adds to it. Maybe we could put some lockers by the showers and then the people who live here could store their shower stuff in there. It's a good place to leave like your shampoo and everything and have easy access and not have to carry it between your bedroom and here. Again, it's The Sims and I'm overthinking this, but in real life that would be helpful. Okay, I think I'm happy with the interior of this place. I'm liking how it all turned out. It is certainly very colorful, but now we have the rest of the outside to do. I want to put some sort of wallpaper on the planter boxes that I added. And then maybe outside we could get a couple items for your Sims to play with. It'd be nice to have a couple tables like this out here. Not that you can really use them for much because you can't like eat out here really, but maybe that and then like a ping pong table. I might duplicate those plants they had in the front too because those looked pretty nice. Oh my gosh, I just realized we could probably get a vending machine or two. Snack attack vending machine, hot eats vending machine, freezy treats vending machine. That is a lot of vending machines. That's good though because you can't really get food here very easily without leaving the lot. So this way your Sims can buy something without going far away. I think the building might be done though. I don't really want to add too much else. There's already a lot going on and I'm worried about with how many Sims are here. I don't want to like overfill it, you know? I'll stick it on the gallery in case you want to download it. I'm just gonna use this same one to replace both of them. I don't really mind if they're like twins of each other. Oh no, please work. Okay. I realized I didn't save. I thought it was gonna crash. All right, well, I think the building's done. In the end, we've got this sort of blue and green bedroom. I made this pink and green bedroom. There's a yellow and green bedroom. I'm sensing a theme here because there's also another yellow and sort of blue-green bedroom. And then in the living space, you come in here through this elevator. We've got all the necessities like mail, the trash chute. We've got a tiny living space. I added some extra computers. We've got that little dining area so your Sims can eat here if they want to. They just can't cook for real. And then outside I've got some extra tables and some ping pong, and there's plenty of space if you wanted to decorate it for like a party or something. You could add some more to it. It's not like an incredible build, but I do think it's better than the original one and it still has those same vibes, which is what I was going for. So if you want to come by and watch me redo the Foxbury Commons, I'm gonna do that on my Twitch channel this week. My name's just lilsimsie on Twitch, so feel free to follow me over there. And I'll link the video I did rebuilding the library down below as well because this default one could also use some work. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. Oh, you know what? When I say this week, I probably mean like today because actually I'm going to VidCon this week. So I'm gonna be in California and maybe I will see you there.